6 days in heaven, work done. The 7th, because in 6 days everything was completed. On the 7th, no work. Completion.
Still. Town clerk.
Thank you.
Should
Chair.
be pulling the mic closer to your mouth so that the radio and
Thank
TV.
you so much, Chair. As I indicated that I read along my officers from finance, engineering, so that we actually give adequate information to this esteemed August House. Another comment, I want the director engineer just to asked in terms of whether the council does have designers and whether indeed the contract is valid after almost 2 years. Director.
And actually, they're the right people to give technical information. Director Engineering.
Thank you very much, Chair. Speaking to the queries that have been given, I'll start with the aspect of personnel. I think it is very critical input, process, and output. We do have personnel, and since the audit, the question, the year in question, there has been improvement and beef up where there were gaps. We do have design personnel and that are able to provide the drawings, on which basis the quantity surveyor is able to draw the estimates, and then the same is forwarded for procurement. Chair.
Before you proceed to the next one, Honorable Pavyuma asked that question deliberately. And you must, as you confirm having the personnel, you should be responding to the why he asked this question. Why he asked this question. What happened? If you had even one where the design is done before the contract was awarded, not the numbers of personnel.
Thank you very much, Chair. Speaking to the cause for changes in design in situ, Chair, I found a number of some information on the file regarding the project whilst it was in progress, and what I learned was that there was a typical design that was adopted for the structure, and when it was set to site, there was needed for some modifications for it to fit the space that was available. So prior to the implementation, I do agree the concern is real. It was supposed to be done prior to the bidding and awarding of contract. But this was done during the time of implementation when the contractor was shown site. Some of the changes had to be made in order to avoid demolition of certain structures that were already sitting around the site where the shelter was to be built. This market is an existing market, but the shelter was to be introduced midst the setting of the market, and so there had to be some displacements to happen for the structure to sit well. Chair.
Very interesting response. It has attracted some follow-up. Honorable Pavyuma.
Thank you very much. Director, My concern is not related to the size of the shelter and where that shelter, where you have built that shelter, there was no any other structure. It was just merely displacing people who were putting things on the floor. How did the size of the drawing affect the design of the pose? Because I gave an example, one of the examples of those lapses. There was no design to show how the base of the pole was. So they just got a steel pole direct in the soil. So it took marketeers to protest. That's when so they've done about 4 or 5 redesigns. Those lapses have just been coming, which have attracted other from the initial contract sum. So, Director, do we have competent designers at KITWE City Council? That is my direct question, based on those few examples.
Director Engineer, were you there in KITWE in 2023?
Chair, I moved to KITWE in July 2023, Chair.
This project started which month? If I can read here. The initial cost price of the project was 778,999. April 2023. You confirmed that you have competent, qualified designers. What is the measure when you say so? When this particular was redesigned 4 times as indicated by the Director Engineer.
Typically, if a design has been done by a professional, approved, it should perform to the expectation of the design and the output and all stakeholders. Clearly, what we have here is a case of a design that may not have gone through the proper process of design verification and approval of the relevant qualified personnel.
To be straightforward market shelter had the council employed or the commissioner employed qualified personnel. It's not about the numbers. The person who was doing this was doing shoddy work. And it has been a cost now, a huge cost to government just to build a market shelter. What measure under this committee and the people of KITWE, how much now this market shelter? I'll come to the question that came from Mutelo. You have to answer it. Completed. When you said you are still doing the works, what do you mean? So we want to deal with the issue of the competences. When people ask, do we have competent personnel in councils? We all say yes. But look at this. A simple market shelter. It had to take marketing the works that, and from 2023 to date, the people cannot have this much needed project to help them. How do you explain?
Chair, Clearly, when we look at the output that we have two issues to consider. That is, on the client side, we have the designer, the project manager on the client side, which indicates these a good job or are not competent to carry out the works. On the contractor side, who are project managers, the engineers, it is clear here that, again, they were not well equipped to execute these works, hence the output that we have. Chair.
You came into KITWE and you became the overall supervisor. What was your role and which redesigning did you find? Because we are told that there are four. The design, it is rejected or fails. Another redesigning. Then the fourth one. Which one did you find? And what was your role?
Thank you, Chair. I found all these previous designs done and the works were on. They remedied all the previous design flaws, attending to the support for the columns, the slab works, and also the roof work. At the instance of exposure to the site, the notable issues were presented to the contractor through the project manager. Reported the floor screed had failed, and also the contractor had not heeded the specifications of the contract.
Last one. Is it normal to start building before the design, a proper design of a project like this market shelter? You indicated to this committee that the contractor had started the works before the actual approval of the proper design. Now, the issue of supervision, I'll come to the town clerk. The engineer came when all these failed designs, 4 of them, were already done. And at certain points, everyone could notice that the works were not going proper, the floors were falling. I don't know what poor work was there. It was shoddy. Now, you as town clerk, being the overall, when these projects are taking place in your council as a town clerk, what did you explain the total failure on a project which the government has funded huge sums of money to say we want to provide this service to the people of Chamboli? Maybe I ask, is that normal that direct engineering before the town clerk, then the follow-up will come? Is that normal that a contractor can go on site, even when bidding, they don't know the design? They start building, that's when they are told, no, this design is the wrong one. Let us redo. Is that normal? Maybe strange to KITWE. It's just particularly for KITWE, that is okay. Because the engineer told us that.
Chair, the standard procedure is such that the drawings are supposed to be done, then the estimates. After the estimates, a review is done for, and then procurement of the service. Now, the designs can be done in-house or outsourced depending on the nature of the job, including the estimates. Depending on the nature of the job. Usually such challenges arise where a procurement is carried out without these preliminary activities being done, where maybe a drawing is just sent by maybe an officer who may not exactly be a structural engineer, it's a copying and pasting for expediency. But this was a flaw, and we have noted it and put in place a practice where all drawings, all estimates have to be approved at departmental level with a review of a team, a technical appraising team at constituency level, where we have different disciplines who review that designs before it is taken to the quantity surveyor, before it is approved as a project at constituency level. That has tended to improve the way that contractors perform and the quality of projects that we undertake. Chair.
Honorable Member for Mitet.
According to this, the shelter is complete. I just want you to read through. Is the shelter complete?
Engineer and town clerk, you are reading us, and the people are listening.
The market shelter has been completed, but there are issues. Is it completed and
Chair.
in use?
Your mic should be off once the honorable member is on the floor.
If not completed, when are we going to? Town clerk and your team, all we are interested in is to see goods and what? Services. We cannot come with a project all the way from 2023 and we are saying complete, but what?
Town clerk. Town clerk, what do you mean by the project, the market shelter is completed?
I think, Chair, going by what we have presented, is completed, but if you read the second sentence, it's actually talking about some defects. Completed, but with defects.
Honorable for Mangango.
Thank you so much. Maybe we guide them going to the next question, but the issues are similar, very, very similar, which is on page 4, Chair.
Let us exhaust on this one.
Yes, it's the same. It's almost equivalent. Okay. Then
let us exhaust this one.
I wait, Chair.
Okay, you wait. You come. Yes. I'll give you an opportunity to ask.
Chair, I hear the town clerk like it is put completed with defects. An example of 6 days. Then the 7th day, total.
Town clerk, if you had honorable member for Usakiri, Honorable Pavyuma, he started by giving a preamble, like he was summarizing about Kitwe Council and the projects in all the 5 constituencies. And indeed, town clerk, you see these foldings, eh? we spent time reading. He said that from first page to the last page, delayed completion, shoddy work, constituencies. This is a summary that you should know. Now, you here, you are being economical. You want to say project completed, but with defects. Is the project handed over to the community? If not, then it's not completed. That's our belief. Because when you say this project is completed, you mean that it is ready for handover. So what did you mean, town clerk, when you tell this committee that this market shelter at Chamboli is completed? What is it what's the definition of completion in terms of KITWE and yourselves as management when you say EO standard departing from the normal standard in terms of project management? What do you mean, town clerk?
Through the town clerk. Chair, what was being spoken to, I want to deduce when we are talking about completion is the contractor of the works and the structure is standing. He has rectified the floor defects, but what is to be noted is that the works have not been certified because the contractor, in the first instance, has not used the appropriate materials which he was guided to use. And so, as the client...
Mr. Engineer,
Chair.
you are not that you have. Then we have a problem. You're playing around with words. Don't be employed to help KITWE. This is where we face problems with you officers. This project is a project for the people of Mindolo. Is it Mindolo? Chamboli. To help the people of Chamboli. 4 times failing designs, the workmanship poor throughout. Who supervises? For you, who is an engineer and your town clerk, you are supposed to satisfy yourselves before the auditors go. You people, what is happening? What is happening? Tell us about this project. And I want to learn from the auditor also. Is it the procurement? Procurement and audit. Procurement, you know that when you are procuring a project, it should have the certified designs. All the specifications. This project has been well designed, approved and certified. That's when you design. But you allow the designs. What was your motivation? Then the engineer says there was a problem here. They shouldn't have procured this project because the designs were not properly done. You are sitting in one council, KITWE council. Honorable Mutero.
I'm grateful to you and the engineer. Totally grateful to you. Not right design and not right material used. You go to a terror. Let me come down from heaven. You go to a terror. You say, I want my suit to be done in this form using this material. You go back. You find that the design is different and the material is different, and that same suit done for you has defect. Will that suit be collected by the engineer? Will the engineer going to pay for the suit? Chair.
procurement and engineering. We want to move to other questions to show you that this is, but before we do that, Honorable Pavyuma, a quick one, then a follow-up, Dr. Mwanza, or the same, yeah.
Internal audit.
Chair, from this project, we learn that supervision is at zero. And this can be confirmed by the site instruction letter they wrote to the contractor, where they've highlighted 5 issues that are defective. One, they are saying the member sizes of the trusses were not followed as provided for in the BOQ. The BOQ provided for 150 by 50 for the rafters, king posts, ties, and so if there was supervision, the project manager would have observed when the materials were being brought. Even on the second one, the placement of the parings was not done to standard. The depth of the timber was placed in its width. Again, if the project manager was there to supervise, and these are the people again who sign the completion certificates that work has been done completely. Yes. That's why my thinking, Chair, going forward, we should registrate for these engineers when they sign these completions. It should be economic sabotage, because the government has employed them. They are paying huge sums of money, but they are doing the opposite. Same with roads. Same, they will write completion certificate, sign. All is well. Standards followed. You find 2-3 days, and people start insulting government when government has done itself by employing them, by providing resources for such projects. So we can go on and go on. All the issues highlighted, they are pointing to 0% supervision.
Town clerk.
And in one instance, Chair, let me share with the committee, we went with the project manager to one project to take the contractor on site to go and do groundbreaking. We discovered the project was already completed. Even the project manager didn't know that contractor has already taken
possession of site
and the project completed. They were doing the office, so we found them now putting those grasses on top of the office. So this is the situation that we are facing.
Town clerk, if you were seated on this side, you were a member of this committee, how would you look at this matter?
Chair, I think from the sentiments ably expressed and what the status quo is for this particular project, it's very clear that this project was not completed. It was simply not completed, we must admit. I know, Chair, that at the time there was a lot of inadequacies in terms of staffing levels. The staffing levels of 2022 coming to 2023 is completely a different picture, because we did a lot of representation before the Law Government Services Commission. We had very few, perhaps not as competent as we would have expected. I think the picture has now changed. We'll be able to give the statistics in the course of our discussion.
The Commission has always employed competent personnel. Today you are saying that there are some incompetent, unqualified personnel that are sometimes recruited before 2023. Is it correct situation? Because they have advertised and employed competent personnel. Then the other thing, town clerk. Today we are going to take our time so that we expose you that what you are doing there is zero. You have taken CDF to be, by the way, function. If you took CDF as one of the core functions, one of the functions of your council, you cannot allow this. One, you have deprived the people of Chamboli that service or good that they needed so much. The government of Zambia has pronounced we have given you money, and I was writing here, in 2023, all the 5 constituencies received 100. I was taking note. Now, how would you translate this 140 million for KITWE Are the people of KITWE seeing that? Why do you want to sabotage your government? Is it deliberate, or maybe you understand, you don't understand the expectations of your officers? If a CDF was one of the core and the most important function, you cannot procure a project that has no designs. Who were you giving this contract? Redesigning. Up to now, 2025, it is not completed, which you confess. Now, you as town clerk, the head of the institution, you call, yes, I'm the town clerk for KITWE. How do you rate yourself with this? What is your role on your staff? Sometimes people may look at this committee to be, it's heartbreaking for us as members of parliament. At the end of the day, people blame members of parliament, people blame the government. And when the president is saying, I'm doing this, through CDF he wants to develop this country, then you officers, you are not ready to do this. This project at Chamboli, even now, engineer, you have seen wrong materials. Ask Honorable Pavyuma, wrong materials used. From 20, you don't supervise. Then the question comes, engineer, what do you do? For the first time, councils receiving monies, it should ignite, or maybe, you know, raise some expectation from you to say, how government is giving us money to do this, to change KITWE, to change all the constituencies. Let's work, we demonstrate our competences. But you know, nothing. They say there is no. So sometimes you make us wonder. Yes, I used to tell people at times, not you, I just used to say that sometimes we employ papers, qualifications. In the unique time, councils had the people with the basic qualifications. You know that on a Kambita. But look at what they used to do. Now we have the qualified people. It's a story for another day. We need to do that, especially in the local government. Are we living by our competences, not competences, our qualifications? And you have said that some of the architects were not qualified. And they are still there, isn't it? They're the ones who do design. Those who failed this project. And nothing has happened. Have you charged them? Honorable Pavyuma, let me ask you, Dr. Manza, on this one, short one, we move to another question.
Maybe Chair, there are two important questions they have not answered.
They have not been answered.
Yes, I asked, is this contract valid? And if it is valid, where are the documents? And the last one, when are they going to rectify these defects? Because the people of Chamboli, the marketeers in Chamboli, they are waiting to take possession of this. They want to, now this rainy season, they were affected.
Yes, yes.
We are going to the hot season now. We expect.
They are still trading on.
Yes, they are still trading outside. When are the people of Chamboli going to take possession? When are you going to rectify this?
Quick one, town clerk.
Through the town clerk. Chair, I'll start with the question.
The contract.
Oh. Sorry, Chair.
Is the contract still valid?
The contract was given an extension after discussion with the contractor and his who gave commitments and a list of personnel that we are going to now be able to redo the works. I have a letter from the contractor committing himself the start date works he was supposed to carry out.
It's dated what?
We may not have included it in the first.
It's dated what? Which date?
February 20.
We knew that. That's why I asked you like that.
And
that's what you do.
This was in mitigation to avoid. We can share this maybe for circulation.
There was a chance to give us any additional information, and we were allowed to bring. But we knew that it was just as we were preparing to come. That's what the councils do. Town clerk, that's what you do. Do a letter, we are going to appear before the committee. There is this issue. So the other question.
Yes, so the contractor has been on site since the 24th. He has attended to the floor. The cracks that were on the floor have been dealt with, but we are left with the roof, where we have insisted we cannot clear the site until he has made good with the materials. He has to use the steel as per the design and make good also with the alignment of the palings. The report speaks to that.
Which design now? The fourth one?
No, the initial design, the one he was given to work with. Chair.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Dr. Mwanza, last one on this one, then we move to Honorable Mwene.
Yeah, of course, before I come to my substantial questions.
Okay.
I'm just making a follow-up on this.
Okay.
To be very simple, the total cost, the project was signed at 78,999. The project has reached substantial completion. We call it substantial completion because of those defects that are being exhibited. So far, the contractor has been paid 720,000 kwacha. I just looked at the payment records that are in the document here. What the auditors picked, of course, in December 2023 was just half of the payment. Now, from this payment, it shows that the defective roof is already paid for, because the payment has reached 93%. The contract price. Why have you paid actually we cannot call it a defective roof, because the contractor used his own standard to fix the roof. So it's not defective, because probably it could work. So why did you pay the roof work without and yet you know that the roof did not follow the standard specifications? And what rate, and at what rate did you pay that roof? Because the members, the structural steel members, are wrong. It's 150 by 50, but the design is something different. So why did you pay in advance the contractor without because every time that you make payment, you definitely certify the works as done according to the BOQ. I think.
Town clerk.
Data engineering.
No problem. Direct engineering.
Chair, I seek a minute to confer with my counterpart on this, and
we can give you even a minute. or 2, we can break, you go and consult. This is a very important report that we have to interrogate.
Chair, as there, I think this thing.
As we are still consulting, now the problem is the consultation is the 3 of them critical ones. Honorable members of the House, as the DF and the engineer are consulting town clerk, we can proceed with you with the other questions. Before Dr. Manza will come with a substantive one, we want you to get that important question also to be responded to. So you can continue consulting. I'll ask Honorable Mwene to come up with his question. Town clerk, the buck stops at you. When you come here, you are the one to respond, although you are at liberty to consult your people. So are they consulting? I'll ask Honorable Mwene to ask his question. Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, my question is addressed to the same TC who is still making consultations. So I don't know how he's going to handle it.
Okay, I'll use my powers. Town clerk, we give you 2 minutes to consult outside. We adjourn for 2 minutes.
Please, come with me. Get all the best of GoTV.
Also, wow, let's do it.
Plus Premier League. Plus more movies. Plus more fun.
Our fun is just beginning.
To the future. We're gonna baby.
Plus series galore. Oh, this is better than good. It's better than great.
All hands on deck.
It's Super Plus.
Welcome back home.
Upgrade to GoTV Super Plus today.
Nasinisha wamuonekele tukulamba.
Na sasa ya bora la wanyamata.
Nabo wamutea bora washimu bimu jacket sure.
Madara, they don't care whatever you're wearing, you can play.
GoTV has something free for every customer. Because there's a new way to enjoy your favorite entertainment at no extra cost. Whenever you want, even on the go. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Make sure your GoTV subscription is up to date. Download the new GoTV Stream app from your app store and sign into your GoTV account to get going. Watch on your TV, laptop, tablet, or phone. Watch TV anywhere with GoTV Stream.
It's about to get more exciting with amazing entertainment on Top Star for an affordable price on Antenna Classic OG Smart. Refresh yourself with the best Spanish football in La Liga as Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Top Sports. Who will be kings of Spain this season? Also watch out for the Bundesliga excitement with Bayern leading the table all live on your favorite sports channels. Care for more? Catch up with the best telenovelas, Equips of the Heart, showing from Monday to Saturday at 19 hours, and the Shadow Team airing daily at 21:30 hours on Novella E+. So, entertain your life by grabbing yourself a Top Star decoder now. Top Star. Enjoy digital life. Time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. It's time to power your life and say goodbye to blackouts with a new Topstar solar solution, the H50 hybrid system. Enjoy a safe and reliable solar solution at home or your business with the Topstar hybrid inverter, lithium battery, and 550-watt solar panels. Experience a peace of mind with reduced electricity bills, long warranty of up to 5 years with free installation. For more information, call or WhatsApp now on 0779 042000, 0779 042000, or visit our Facebook page at Topstar. Also pay us a visit at our head office next to Arcade Shopping Mall. Topstar Solar. Power your life.
Visit Livingston City for fun. Let its thrills and spills inspire you. Livingston features arguably the best sunset views in the world. Memorable game viewing adventures in the small but well-stocked Motiotunya National Park, where you can see the rare white rhino. Experience the best of Zambia's rich culture and history at the Livingston Museum, or through visual and performing arts, food and folklore at the Bonfire by Night. And to crown them all, the awesome, majestic, mighty Victoria Falls, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, known in local language as Motiotunya, the smoke that thunders. A visit to Livingston is incomplete if it does not include this world-famous icon. Some call it Zambia, but we call it home. One Zambia, one destination, limitless exploring. Zambia, let's explore.
broadcast, and the responses are there. Would you respond?
Yes, Chair, we're ready to respond, and I just want to go upon the Director of Finance, because we're just trying to look at the figures so we don't mislead this committee.
Okay, Director of Finance.
To refer the committee to Appendix 19.
To Appendix 19.
Yes, Chair. So 19, there's a green demarcation within just Appendix 19.
Yes.
There's a green demarcation which says Project Ledger. Project Ledger. Where we have attached, Chair, the Project Ledger. And on that ledger, Chair, you notice that the total contract sum, quite all right, it was 778, 778, 998. Then there is a small variation there, I think owing to what Honorable Member for Zakile was also alluding to, that there have been a lot of changes. So there's a small variation of 31,002 kwacha, bringing now the total contract sum to 810.
Just a minute. Body 778,999, but here you have written 998. Which one do we pick for the purpose of report?
Just on the same appendix, Chair, there's a contract document, the first on the same appendix.
Okay.
19. There's a contract document which has been attached, which has the contract sum of 778,997.85.
Okay.
Now, Chair, it's the issue of rounding off.
Okay, noted. You can proceed.
So therefore, Chair, as I was submitting, the 810 becomes the amended contract sum. Then out of the 810, so far, 597,053 has been paid, leaving the balance of 212,947. So even the payment vouchers, we have attached about 6 payment vouchers, Chair, that are being reflected in the ledger. So those are the payment vouchers we have attached. Therefore, Chair, in terms of percentage, the 597,053, if you convert it as a percentage on the contract sum, we are getting to about 73.7, which is less than 74% paid.
Okay. A
short
one
remaining
to
with 26.
Okay. A short one to this. Do you have the latest IPC? If you don't have, we'd like you to send to your office to show us the latest IPC that you paid to this contract.
Okay.
For this contract. We are breaking for lunch. When we resume at exactly 14 hours, we want you to show us the latest IPC that you paid to this contract of Chamboli Market.
Most obliged.
The latest IPC should not just be a cover page. It should not just be a cover page. It should have details,
breakdown of the
details of BOQ. You understand? Yes, all. Just send it to your WhatsApp, print it at 14 hours.
You share it to our secretariat. As we break for lunch, we'd like to ask you to come exact at 14 hours so that we do due diligence to this report and we move on like that. The meeting is adjourned until 14 hours, and your immunity is temporarily suspended until 14. Thank you.
GoTV has something free for every customer. Because there's a new way to enjoy your favorite entertainment at no extra cost. Whenever you want, even on the go. It's as easy as 1, 2, free. Make sure your GoTV subscription is up to date. Download the new GoTV Stream app from your app store and sign into your GoTV account to get going. Watch on your TV, laptop, tablet, or phone. Watch TV anywhere with GoTV Stream.
go back up in the street. Yo, it's fresh, it's fresh. Yo, boy, yo, boy. It was that. Kalanda music promotion. Prophet,